2000 Chevy Tahoe. This is in a high salt. This is by the ocean. This compressor is only about 2 years old. It started knocking, and so they disconnected it so it wouldn't do no damage. But when I hooked up to it, it was empty. I just put some pressure of refrigerant in the system, and but right away I recharged this thing. But I could see, can you see the glow? A little bit of glow right there, a little bit of glow there. Let's see, can you see the dye? See if I could zoom in there a little bit. Hey, where'd I go? I got lost, sorry guys. I'm trying to find this again. You can see a little bit of the glow, depending on, there you go. I used a different light there. See that glow right where the fin is? You see that? I think they replaced this. Yeah, they did a compressor, they replaced this. This is only 2 years old. This is what the Pacific Ocean does. And it's not leaking on that side over there. But see what you have, this, let me see if I can point with this with my finger. This right here, what I'm pointing to, God, I don't have my light on. Sorry guys. This what I'm pointing to right there is made out of steel. The tubes are made out of aluminum. Well, you got dissimilar metals, plus stone chips. They go up to the Tahoe goes up to Tahoe, where they put salt on the roads, and it lives on the Pacific Ocean. And so you have steel, you have pure aluminum, you get water, you got salt, you have an electrolyte. You now made a battery, and you now developed leaks pitting into the aluminum tubing because you have dissimilar metals with salt water, electrolyte. So you got your galvanic action going on there, and bada bing, bada boom, we now need a new condenser. They're gonna open it up and see if it launched itself to all hell and back when it was making noise. They discovered it was making noise, and that's a new compressor. Because we're gonna hope it's not making noise. It runs low on refrigerant, it runs low on oil return, especially since this has an evaporator in the rear. The oil goes back to the two evaporators. The low volume of refrigerant, there's not enough mass flow to keep the velocity up, to keep the refrigerant oil moving along. So I'm gonna tell them, measure, well, we're gonna see if metal flake comes out, but measure the oil that comes out of here. And I'm curious if there's almost no oil in this compressor, like they only get 1 ounce out or something like that, because it ran low on refrigerant first, and that was the noise they were hearing. It spins fine, it does spin, but oh, well, we're kind of close clearance there. I think some thrust bearings went out on this, and the shaft actually went back, and there's zero clearance, almost zero clearance. There's a little bit of dragging, and that's about it on this one. And those are the lights right there. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't have that, because that's he didn't want it. That's why he unplugged it. He didn't want to go through all that work and expense, because it was littered with metal flake before, and he had to tear apart the rear system. He flushed out the evaporator, he flushed out all the lines, the liquid and vapor all the way, replaced the rear expansion valve, the front orifice tube, and it was a lot of work. He didn't like doing it, and he says, I don't want to do that again. So as soon as I heard some noise, I unplugged it. But it looks like, by the sound he described, we're gonna cross our fingers there's no metal flake in there, but we already need a condenser.